everyone. So this week's video is about a technique that I've been talking to quite a few of you about that I've recently learned myself, it's called numerous different things actually. It's a breathing technique called the 4-7. 4-7-8 is another one, 4-5-6. There's lots and lots if you Google the breathing techniques. Apologies, by the way, if you can hear background noise because I've got someone here chopping down the hedges or dealing with the hedges today. So this breathing technique is to do with, so basically we all live very, very busy, stressful lives. And one of the problems with dieting and maintenance is that each of us have this link with managing our stress and our busy lives with food and drink. I know I certainly do. So if you are feeling that way too, you are not alone. And what this breathing technique does is it helps us to control the hormones that are created when we're stressed. So when we're stressed, and our automatic response is to reach for, I don't know, what would it be for me? It would be nuts and dried fruit for me is what I would reach for. On a bad day, it might be a bit of chocolate. Low energy, I'd reach for coffee, which I'm now dealing with, to give me that lift. But it's all hormonal. And what breathing does is when you're very stressed, you're pumping out cortisol, which is one of your stress hormones, and we are doing it from... So as a cave person, we would have had low levels of stress, but then they would have peaked up at times when we were, I don't know, hunting, or peaked up again when we were being chased by a marauding horde, or you get the picture. But generally speaking, when we were just foraging and just mooching around, whatever cave people do, we would have had lower levels of stress with peaks. Nowadays, in our lifestyles, we're all of us, I know because I speak to you all and I feel it myself, we're all busy with jobs, we've got financial commitments, we've got children relying on us, we've got older family members relying on us, we've got pollution, plastics all come into play in the way that it stresses our body out. So our general stress levels are higher than when we were cave people, and so we've got this baseline which is a bit higher, and then we go, and so me the other day trying to reverse park in front of the tutor, oh my lord, I got a real spike of cortisol because I had total rage, mainly because I was having a very bad day anyway, so I just couldn't cope with it. But I had this spike of cortisol that went up, and just, you know, up it went, and then it came down to my raised base level. So what breathing technique does is it helps you to manually lower your cortisol levels so that you have, I've heard it described as micro moments, which I think is lovely. So rather than generally being stressed all day and then higher moments, we can actually take control of that ourselves with these micro moments of reducing our stress levels down, or our cortisol levels down, by breathing. Such a simple concept. If you want, you can Google this, and there's loads and loads of research about this now. Rangan Chatterjee, who I'm a real fan of, has written about it, as has Angelique Panagos, who is an expert in hormones. And this is how I found out about it, because I'm seeing her at the moment to help me manage my going through the menopause. So thank you, Angelique, for getting me to do this and see the magic of it. So what you do, it's so simple. I do it when I first wake up with my eyes open. I do it mid-morning, which I'm just about to do my second round, which is a little bit late. And then I do it mid-afternoon, and then I do it when I go to sleep, when I go to bed, when I switch the light out. The first one is with my eyes open. The other three are with my eyes shut. And what it basically does is, if you can imagine when you are feeling quite stressed, your heart rate is increasing, and your breathing a lot more shallowly and much more quicker, because you're oxygenating your blood and you're pumping that oxygen around your system, getting ready to fight or flee. Basically, you're in fight and fight mode. And what this does is, by slowing your breathing rate down, it literally manually clicks you out of fight and flight and into pause and reflect. Fight and flight is controlled by the sympathetic nervous system, and pause and reflect, which is our relaxation mode, is controlled by our parasympathetic nervous system. So you're literally manually clicking yourself out of one and into the other. Which is very, very clever. And all you do is you breathe in for the count of 4 and out for the count of 7, and you do it 20 times. And if you get a bit dizzy doing that, then just change the rate slightly. But so long as you are breathing out for longer than you're breathing in, then win. It is incredibly relaxing. Every time I do it, I feel the calm descending. And I think it's very telling that when I do it at night time, I always fall asleep now doing it. It's great if you've got a little bit of insomnia to help you get back to sleep again. It is also great so when I had that road rage for not being able to reverse park the car, I could have done a few rounds then and should have done, but I didn't. I just ranted and raved and got really cross and raised my cortisol levels even higher. So from a dieting and maintenance perspective, I think this is a really, really clever technique for actually controlling the things that would lead us to actually eat, put quite simply, that would make us break the diet or break out what we would be choosing to do for our maintenance plan. And there's lots and lots of other ways to reduce your stress. You know, you could look into meditating. Getting out in nature is a very well proven technique now for, we think that's to do with the fractals. The things that we see affect the way that the nature is made affects our brain waves. Absolutely fascinating. I find this whole topic fascinating. But what I particularly love about it is that rather than just throwing your hands up in the air and going, oh, it's been a rubbish day, I can't diet today, or I can't maintain today, it actually puts that control firmly and that responsibility for dealing with that firmly back in our court, which I think is really empowering. So I'll do just a little run through with you. I'll do, what shall I do, 10 rounds? I do it for 20 rounds, by the way, 4 times a day. I can't remember if I said that to you, and whenever I need to. So if you get yourself comfy, really settle down into your chair, get yourself nice and comfy, and then you are going to put a hand here on your chest and a hand on your tummy. You can't see it with this, but a hand on your tummy, and just take a few breaths in and out. Now, because I'm a little bit nervous doing this video, my top hand is rising more. And what we want is for your bottom hand to be rising more, because that shows that you're breathing right into the bottom of your tummy and you're getting deep, deep breaths. And that top one rising is absolutely classic when we're feeling a bit stressed. When most people, when I show them this technique, they always say to me, yeah, it's that one that's gone a bit higher. When I say which one is higher, the chest or the tummy. And that's because we're just not used to breathing in deeply. So this whole process is forcing you to breathe in more deeply and more slowly. So having done those few breaths, what you're going to be doing is and I'll do this now with you, you're going to be breathing in for the count of 4 and then out for 7. Don't worry if you can't breathe out for 7, just do the best you can, and you will adjust as time goes by when you start to learn how to do this. So you're going to breathe in with your tummy pushing out, and you're going to breathe out with your tummy sucking in, okay? So we're going to go in 1, 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, in 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, in 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, in 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, in 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, in 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, in 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then just with your eyes still shut, have a couple of breaths, just settling your breathing back down. And then when you're ready, open your eyes. Feels good. That was just 10 rounds. I do 20, which is what I recommend. Give it a go. Let me know how you find it.